911, I cut my finger off while I was chopping wood, and I think I'm gonna need you to send an ambulance. Wait, never mind. All better.
Playing Quake II Remastered makes you feel like you stumbled into the hot tub time machine and drunkenly fell out of it back in 1997. It just gives you a big ol' nostalgia boner. Quake II is a first-person shooter game according to Google, and the story is this. A cybernetic alien race called the Strogg has invaded Earth. You are sent to counterattack their planet Strogos. But then there was an EMP blast which caused a bunch of your allies to die during planetary insertion, causing you to crash. But miraculously, you survive. And now it's up to basically just you to take the fight to the Strogg. In Quake, the story is mostly secondary, with the main focus being on just shooting the Strogg. You can play Quake II with a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Here's the platforms you can play on. And lastly, the menu settings. You know the drill. Graphically, the game is what a game that was made in 1997 and remastered to fit on high-def screens would look like. It's not good, but looks slightly better than the original. The guy that wrote the system requirements must have also drunkenly fell out of the hot tub time machine as well, because the recommended requirement is a 1070 GTX, which I'm just gonna say is flat out wrong. You can run this game on max settings with 100 FPS, with just the static electricity generated by the friction of rubbing a balloon on your head. And now we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the gameplay. The general mechanics. You can blast some fools, climb some ladders, ram your dumb face into buttons to push them, which will usually unlock the way to go or some secret area. There's the grapple hook, which is only available in multiplayer and has no cooldown, which makes it bonkers broken in a PvP setting. If you are a true blue Dorito eating, dude chugging MLG gamer, you can bunny hop. And lastly, engage Torgue War mode by crouching. The game isn't very complicated. In the campaign, you just go from level to level shooting everything that moves, picking up power-ups, guns, and ammo. Then occasionally you fight a boss. There is multiplayer though, where you will compete with the other decrepit old men who know of and still want to play this game in a host of modes, including free-for-all, deathmatch, team deathmatch, or capture the flag. I'll just let you imagine how fun capture the flag is with the existence of the grapple hook. The game also comes with the 2 OG campaigns, 2 DLCs, plus a new campaign experience called Call of the Machine. As for map and environment variety, there's a good amount of both. Each campaign mission has its own kind of theme. Then there's a shit ton of multiplayer maps, which all also look different. The smelter is the inside of presumably some kind of material refinement facility. It's got lava, and it's made of metal. There's the edge, which I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. Maybe a storage facility or something? I don't know, but it has boxes. Or how about Tokei's Tower, which has elevators that allow you to travel to its many different levels. There are 4 difficulty levels in Quake II: easy, medium, hard, and nightmare. I played on nightmare because I'm not a pathetic casual, and to be honest, the main campaign wasn't too hard. Sure, I died a couple times here and there, but the DLC content is definitely a lot more difficult. There's a bunch of different enemies for you to blow away, including but not limited to normal enemies who are made of paper such as Soldier Boy, who runs a few steps towards you and then uses PB to make your insides jelly. The flying obnoxious things who, when appear in combination with ground enemies, can be annoying as hell to fight. There's also elite enemies who are made of cardboard and can take a licking and keep on kicking, such as Captain No Neck, whose lack of a neck fails to make him powerful enough to defend against a minigun. And lastly, there's bosses which are made of 20 pine boards compressed together by a hydraulic press, meaning they could take a shit ton of damage before dying. One of said bosses is the Black Widow, who shoots a laser at you and spawns spiders that will throw themselves at you with reckless abandon. And to kill all those enemies, you'll need to compulsively walk over all the random floating items to gain ammo, health, armor, or power-ups. There's a whole assortment of them, as demonstrated by this sped-up clip of me scrolling through them. A couple examples are quad damage, which is kind of self-explanatory. Make gun go boom harder. There's the time accelerate, which makes you shoot fast as fuck, boy. There's also a suppressor in the game for some reason, which makes your gun go quieter. Not sure why it's in here though. This ain't no Metal Gear Solid sneaky boy trying to infiltrate the terrorist HQ game.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's Quake, bro. You pull the trigger and walk forward. Some things you pick up are allowed to be stored for later, which you can access via a redial menu. They didn't have this bad boy in the PS1. And of course, there's the guns. All 11 of them. not including the DLC. Some of which are the Blaster. It's a pistol that shoots little piss bolts. There's the Super Shotgun that goes ooh, and can clear out a room faster than an IBS sufferer after 4 El Ninos from Mighty Taco. Or how about the Railgun, which shoots a little loop-de-loop at your enemies and does 1 billion damage. I think you get the gist of the guns. There's also an ID vault, which is basically an index to all the things in the game. Look at it. As for cosmetics, there is a thing that allows you to pick your gender. There's male, female, and cyborg, which is technically a non-binary option, who ironically can likely read binary. Then there's a bunch of different variations of the character you could play as, which are nothing but cosmetic. For multiplayer, there is split-screen campaign co-op, which for most platforms you can have up to 4 players. However, on Xbox Series X/S and PC, you can have up to 8 players during one campaign level, if you casually have a movie theater-sized screen in your living room to accommodate for that many screens. And then there's local and online PvP, which you can create lobbies for or join other lobbies. Careful joining random campaign lobbies though, as people could just be dickheads and kill you for no reason, then teabag your mangled corpse, which we totally didn't do. My only real gripe with the game is the grapple hook. It's just really difficult for console users for obvious reasons, and gives PC players an advantage. Also, you can be toxic as hell by running back in certain starting areas to go back to the checkpoint. Kind of funny the first 2 times, but extremely toxic after that. To recap, the game doesn't really look great, but it looks better than what it used to back in the Jurassic era. It's the same Quake, Doom, Duke Nukem fun from those games back in the day, where you turn your brain off and slaughter things while picking up all the shiny objects that float a few inches from the ground. If you liked those games back then, you could get a decent amount of fun from this game. And it might even be cool to get a bunch of your ancient and disintegrating from the passage of time friends together, bust out your movie theater sized screen TV, and rip some Quake II together. And with that being said, on our patented 0 to 1 scale, we rate this game a 0.74 out of 1. If you would like to help our old asses pay our nursing home rooms, please like the video, make that sub button quake in fear before clicking it, and riddle me this: what is something that only gets bright when it is dark? Thank you, good night, and don't forget to always wear bright and or reflective clothing when walking your roadways at night.